To my little spot. I'm excited to share this information. If you don't know my story, I used to work in the shipyards in Tyneside, and one of the jobs was climbing up cranes. And I was only 16 or 17 at the time, and once in a snowstorm, which was ridiculously dangerous for a tiny pittance of an income. Well, this business is so simple, but I just want to show you this little video of what people in the world are actually doing as jobs. Further along there's another guy doing this one, there's two of them. Watch this. So basically that clip was 1 minute 55 seconds. That guy probably does that 8 hours a day for probably a pittance of an income, you know. No health and safety, absolutely not at all. So, I mean, that's extreme, you know, what kind of jobs people are doing for a living. But like when I used to work in the shipyards, you know, that was like, me going up a crane was stupid, you know, because there was no safety gear or nothing. It was just shocking what people do for jobs. So what used to be in this industry is the hardest thing you have to do was to pick up the telephone and phone people. And some people used to have a mental block. It was like a brick. They couldn't pick up that phone and speak to people. But now with messaging, it's so easy. You know, there's no resistance at all to anybody doing that. It's simple. You just press the button or send a text, they come back, and it's easy. But you've just got to get a work ethic like that poor guy, you know, 8 hours a day. And anybody had a go to sledgehammer before? Yeah. They're not light, are they? No. Can you just, you know, if you do a few of them, you're like, oh. So doing that all day long with no health and safety is absolutely crazy. So, I just want to talk a little bit about the massive picture we've got with the oriflame opportunity. This is our marketplace to play with. It's a UK and Ireland. It's massive. Well, I'll talk about the catalogue side. I mean, the online. I'll explain why the online side is even more exciting. But just to show you the catalogue side of it, first of all, this is where we are, and we're roughly about here on that particular map. That's the A to Z map of Tyneside. Sheila, you're on in Tyneside, are you, on that map?
Northumberland, we are.
That map doesn't pick you up, does it?
No.
Where does it stop, do you think? Blythe?
Probably Blythe, Cramlington, maybe.
Blythe, Cramlington. So Sheila's about 15-20 miles north of that, which I'll go back to the other map in a minute. But on there, something like 24,000 streets in Tyneside. And that could probably take about 6,000 agents doing every street. Now, in the minute, there's probably, is anybody apart from me in Tyneside? One. So we've probably got 4 people in Tyneside at the minute doing oriflame to cover all them streets. It's massive, you know, it's huge. So just going back to it again, that's us here in this little circle here. But as you go further south, the population grows massively, goes huge compared to what, the further north it goes, it gets less, the further south it goes, it gets bigger, and obviously you've got Ireland to play with as well. So it's a massive, massive potential what to play with. So that's the streets, but now we've got the online opportunity. Now on the catalogue side, traditionally it's about 2 or 3 houses out of 10 will buy out of a catalogue. And for some reason, I haven't got it, never worked out why it's going to be, why out the other 8 or 9 or 7 out of 10 don't. But what we're finding is, on the online side, people will buy online. It's a different thing. So where the image is they don't want to have somebody to come to the door. If you can pick up a customer online and then ask to drop a catalogue, it's a completely different kettle of fish. So by getting an online customer, by using Marketplace or some of the things, Facebook Marketplace with the discounted products to find a customer, say rather than just ordering that, just around the corner, would you mind if I dropped off a catalogue? Now that person probably would never ever open the catalogue, and you've just warmed up the customer. So the marketplace now, because of the online, is huge. We're tapping into them 7 or 8 out of 10 who wouldn't buy on the doorstep, but will buy online. And over the last few years, I don't know if any of the ladies have got a Next catalogue. Does anybody get a Next catalogue? Mm-hmm. They use the catalogue to drive the online sales. So it's exactly the same model with us. And the clever thing with Oriflame, if you haven't worked it out, each of them catalogues that come out, this product's 55% off. So you've got to be explaining that to the customer. And even if the customers just buy all them products, you're going to get loads of orders. And then once they get to understand the range, as the seasons go around, they'll be watching for them when they come out at discount and buy loads. Because in our first catalogue, the welcome pack was some shampoo, I think it was. So Bonnie used the shampoo, and it's the best she's ever used. She would never have picked it out of the catalogue, you wouldn't spot it. So when the offer came out, she bought 6. You know, because then we haven't worked out the cycles of when the next discount comes out, so she's bought 6. So that takes her quite far into the future because she loves it. And that same thing will happen to your customers. Once they learn the products they like, they won't want to pay full price, they want to get it at the discounted price. So that's really exciting side of the opportunity. I should be using the clicker here, haven't I?
Gavin, I'd also say as well, you said, you know, about taking a catalogue round if they're local. If they're not local, post them one.
Yeah.
Because, like, I use Royal Mail or Hermes a lot to rather than them ordering on the PBS and paying £4.50 delivery, I'll do it because with Hermes you can do it for like £2.95 if it's a heavy product. Right. Put them a catalogue in with it, and then you get repeat orders that way as well. So.
Yeah, great tip. Great tip. It's the wrong one. Right, the brand. The brand's been around since the 60s. And it started off, if you don't know, as a party plant company. And you'll probably come across people, older people, who bought the products. And I've lost 2 generations, because it's going back 30 years since it was in that module. And you'll come across people, oh, Oriflame, do they still do this? Do they still do that? Which they still do. And probably the product's been improved over them 30 odd years. But we've lost 2 generations. So the older customers actually love the products. It's a massive brand in Europe. Massive. Companies like Poland, Russia. One of the fastest growing marketplaces at the minute, believe it or not, is Portugal. Has anybody been to Portugal? On holiday?
Spain.
No? Well, I don't know. Spain's doing well as well. But Portugal is doing amazing at the minute. But you think, God, if it's working in Portugal, it's got to work here. It's just nobody with a network marketing mind's got a hold of it. It's been completely product driven instead of network marketing driven. So that's really exciting. But in them 30 odd years, and another little fact is over the last 10 years, every year the company's made 100 million profit. Now that's on top of we've got scientists working, developing the products amazingly. So the product range has got better and better, and they're working on it all the time and improving the products and bringing cutting-edge products into the marketplace. So they haven't stood still, they've invested back into the business, and still they've made 100 million profit every year. So it's absolutely rock-solid business for the future. So if you don't know, they've got 2 main hero products. So when we first got joined and got the catalogue, it's saying, oh, you know, all these different products. And we didn't really understand what the hero products were. But there's two. One is the skincare range, the Niraj range. That won the best new product launch of the year at the DSA. That's amazing to win that award. So the percentage of the population in the UK is using this at the minute, it's not even tiny. It's absolutely tiny, and the company's backing it because it's a massive brand in Europe to make it huge in the UK. So that's one product we can actually focus on. You get extra bonus points at the minute, you get free delivery on your whole order if you get one of them, fantastic. So that's one of the products. And the other one is the wellness range. Now you think, oh, it's just because there's so many companies coming from America on health and nutrition, they're promising all this and it's going to do all that. This product's been around for about 8 years in the UK, I think, but the results of it are amazing. So it's not just another product, it's fantastic. So all you've got to do, some people like it because they come in a little plastic, just a little plastic bag, little envelope thing with all the products together. So you don't have to go sorting all the different vitamins and all the different things. Haven't got a clue how it works, it just works. And the results have been amazing. And Becky's a nurse, she should know if it works. So some scientists will probably explain exactly what's in there. But again, the thing is, that runs out after 21 days. So we've got a catalogue full of products which are repeat business. You know, they only last a window of time, and if they like them, they've got to buy them again. And they cannot go on eBay to get them, they cannot go on Amazon, they cannot go to the pound shop to get them. You know, it's our brand, the only place you can get it through is an oriflame distributor. Now that's a powerful thing that we can just get the products from them particular places. And there it is. That's our MD. She's just won an award herself yesterday. Did you see that? Women in Business Award. She's so switched on, and you know, it's great to have somebody who listens, and then if something needs to change, she'll just change it. And because the company's got the money behind them, they can change it. You know, they've got the IT workers, you know, the best people who can change things. If somebody spots a good idea and they get it, they'll just change it straight away. And that's the staff. These two girls work in the service centre you'll probably speak to. So that was a fantastic feather in the cap of the company to win such a fantastic award. So skincare. You mightn't realise how big a market that place is, but you've got to be in a marketplace that's growing. If you're in a marketplace that's dying, you're wasting your time. And some people, I don't know what happens in their mindset, but they go into things that they shouldn't be going into. I've sponsored a guy down Yorkshire, I think, and his goal is, for some reason, is to open a pub in the North East. Now, I don't know if you know, but the pubs are shutting so much in the North East. All over the shop, they're shutting. I don't know if it's in Yorkshire the same. Yeah. It's changed. That marketplace is gone. So if you look at the high street, if you go down the high street and somebody says, oh, I'd love to open a shop, who would open a shop now? Because nobody goes to the shops, it's all online shopping. So it's madness to go into the high street, so you've got to be in a growth business. So what they're predicting, this is a year old, but by 2022, the average spend on skincare products will rise by £73 to £487 per year. That's just one product in the health range. And that's the industry we're in, is a growing industry. It's not a declining industry. So you've got to be involved in something that's growing for the future. And something important down there at the bottom somewhere. Skincare is forecast to be the fastest growing sector out to 2022, rising by 27%. Now, that's what you want to be involved in, an industry that's growing. So it's fantastic for us, we've got that. We know, if you just Google it anywhere, the skincare growth figures, what's the figures for skincare, that's not talking about the health and wellness and all the beauty products as well. We're in the right place at the right time, with the right company, with the right products. So how many people know McDonald's? Well, I think in the early 80s I had a friend in London, and she used to go right across the other side of London to go to a McDonald's, because then it was the only one in London. Now how many McDonald's are there? Everywhere. I don't know if you've been to the States, but if you're sometimes going down one of the sort of interstate sections, there's a McDonald's. You go into the next junction, what is that? McDonald's, and you think, how can they make money? That one's just like half a mile from the next one. So at the minute, we've got like a little franchise that costs us nothing to actually join it. But we can like expand that right across the UK and Ireland as big as we actually want. So imagine you were in that first McDonald's that came in the UK, and you could then have a cut of all the McDonald's right across the country as it expanded. Wouldn't that be an exciting opportunity? You get there 2% of every McDonald's turnover. Well, that's the potential you've got with the network marketing industry. So how many people seen these circles before? How many people couldn't sleep when they understand the power of the circles? Well, that was me as well. So I'm just going to explain this in a little bit more. So there's you. You just find 6 people to join. Them 6 find 4 people to join. And them 4 just find 2 people to join. And all of a sudden your team's exploded like that. And all you actually do and know is these people you've actually get to join. You don't know the other ones, and you don't know the other ones as well. Now, it's exciting to sponsor a new team member, but it's even more exciting when your new team member sponsors a new team member. And it's even more exciting when your new team member sponsors a new team member. Now, this is what you've got to get in the new people's heads. So we used to use a book called the 45-second presentation book to explain how it actually works. And it's amazing over the last couple of years we've sort of got lost with like how to explain that because we went online, you know, so we're just getting people to join and we're not getting them to see the network marketing side of it. And then a couple of weeks ago I found the old 45-second presentation book, the first 4 chapters online, and I shared that in the group. And I said, look, you've got to get the new people to read this book because once you've read them first 4 chapters, that's the important bit. It explains the duplication and how the circle side of it actually works. So great, people started liking that, and then fantastically, what we used to do before as well, trying to get people to understand it, sometimes would lend that book to people to have a look, to try and get them to see the network marketing side. And how many people lost books doing that? Loads. So now you don't. So Adam, he'll be watching this, I think. Adam, on a little chat I think we had, he's starting to use that with his prospects as well. So as part of the information, if they don't quite get it, he says, well, just read these first 4 chapters of the book to understand how it works. What happens when your new team member understands the circles? They're excited and they'll just carry on and do it. Everything goes out the window. So if you can get them to understand the duplication side of it, they'll work everything else out. So would you rather have somebody who wants to be a retailer or somebody who's read the 45-second presentation book? Because if they've read that book, you know they're going to see it. And it's like, we're doing the follow-up calls with them now to get started, say the reason they've joined. But if you can get into their head to understand the duplication side of it, they'll just give it everything. Because when I joined, and first seeing these circles, I was going to fill the flipping lot in myself. Forget about the duplication. And I was showing them circles to absolutely everybody. And in them days, we didn't have a little book you say, just read that, it'll take you 10, 15 minutes. We just had to draw it on bits of paper and all kinds of different things. So use the technology now to get people to see that. So when you get the new people, part of the system is just read that little book online. And guess what? The people who do read it online, what we're going to do is go and buy the rest of the book. They'll get it off eBay, Amazon, or wherever they can get it second-hand, or Kindle probably do it as well, they can read the rest of the book. And that's learned them so much without you having to do anything, because you're using the tools to teach them how to do it. So I've been really excited about this, because that's the reason I've seen the whole industry in the first place, and now we can do it at no cost. They've just got to take the time to read them a couple of minutes, 10, 15 minutes of it, and then we can ask them questions to make sure they've read it. And once they've got it, I'll guarantee the amount of times that people phone me up and say, Gavin, I wish you hadn't given us that book, I'll never be able to sleep for nights. And you know when people say that, they've got it. They've got the network marketing, it's just starting to dribble into their blood, and once they've got that, they'll just get hungry to learn more, get plugged into the system, and the whole thing will actually explode. So, Kev touched on this as well. There's a thing going around in the minute it started this year where you've got to have multiple streams of income just in case one disappears. I don't believe in that. I think it's a load of rubbish. And it's logically why you cannot do that. Say we're talking about the circles again there. If you find 5 on your first level, who sponsor 5, that's 25 on the next level. Sponsor 5 on the next level, 125. Sponsor 5 on the next level, 625. Now, if you decide to ride 2 horses, which I'll talk about in a second, which I've never seen a jockey win the Grand National galloping along on 2 horses. One horse always wins it. But you've got to like cherry pick who puts into which opportunity. And as Kev was saying, our product is people. So you're building a network. So you've got to pick like, oh well, Fred doesn't like skincare, but he likes, I don't know, whatever, telecommunications or something, you know. So he wouldn't go for skincare, but they're missing the point. The point is you're building a network of people. So if you're building a network of people, you've got to be focused. So we'll play along with this. You decide to put the same 5 into 2 different opportunities. So this one, you start off with 2. 2 goes in this one, doubles to 4, doubles to 8, doubles to 16, you end up a team with 30. But the other 3 go to 9, 27, 81, 120, and that duplicates to a team of 150. But the truth of it is that them 2 teams are so confused they don't know what they're doing. And some of them will think, well, I don't want to do that one, I want to do something else, and I want to do something else, and I want to do something else, and it just gets so confused that nothing happens. When you've got confused people, it just doesn't work. So you've got to throw your hat in the ring, and I did. When I found this amazing company, I said, right, that's it, I'm sticking with it. The amount of messages I get all the time, oh, you can run this alongside. No, no, no. I said, I found a good company, and it's wide open in the UK and Ireland, and I'm just going to carry on with it because there's a residual income there for the rest of the life for the people who get focused and stay with it. So that was the plan. I can logically explain why you don't do 2, it just doesn't work. But more importantly, we're not doing this for the next week. We're doing this for the rest of our lives. So what will happen is, some of the best people you'll get to join are in the lower levels, and some of them mightn't join in the 1st year, the 2nd year, the 3rd year, the 4th year, or the 5th year, or the 10th year. But as long as you're focused, they'll know he's just focused on doing one thing. And that gives you a lot of credibility as a leader when you just say you're focused completely on one business. So that's very, very, very powerful. So some sayings that you hear about that is, you can only ride 1 horse, win the Grand National. Jack of all trades, master of none. You know, you kind of get being an expert, you've just got to be them. Now, as Kurt explained there, I believe in building one network, and then the profit you use to create different streams of income. And if you heard Jim Rohn's story, he says, why have a bicycle, buy 2 and rent 1 out? So you're making a profit off something else. Now there's various different things you can make streams of income. That's a totally different thing. All I'm talking about is building a massive oriflame business. But you could be property that you could buy to rent out. You could put it into pensions for tax relief. You could put it into ISAs. There's various different platforms you can put secure where you can build an extra income that you can have for the future. So it's wise to have multiple streams of income. It's not wise to do more than one company. You've got the best company in the UK, and the potential in Ireland is massive. If you've not read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that explains that concept. And he puts it into 4 different segments. If you've not read the book, it's great. And Kev talking about the rich man in Babylon, invest 10% of your profits into something else, whether it's actually growing your business, increase the check, or put it somewhere else to get some income. So that's powerful as well. The oriflame sales plan is amazing. It took me a little while to get the head around it because, you know, it's like not easy, but boy does it pay out. Like I've never seen any plan in my life. I think I'll go then. Yeah, I'll go back and I'll jump back and forwards that. So at this level here, where is it? Regional manager, which is the level we're at the minute, that's about £3,000 every 3 weeks. Now, what I loved about oriflame is, again, you get paid 17 times a year. So 5 months of the year, you get double checks. Now that's exciting to me, because most people spend to that check. You know, and if you're in your job and you earn £2,000 a month, most people in a job don't know all about the skills that we've got, so they'll spend £2,000 a month. If they've got a job and say, oh, by the way, 5 months of the year, we're going to give you another check with the same amount, they'll be over the moon. So we've got that in place. It's 17 times a year. So the regional manager level, it's worth about 3,000. Then you pick into the car program where you get the lease car, which you can see the one out there. At the top of the plan, an executive director, that income there is about £12,000 to £15,000 every 3 weeks. Now that might seem a big step, 80,000 points, but in other companies, people have done 5 million a month, and we weren't saturated the UK with that at all. So 80,000 points is tiny. What's going to happen is people are going to get to the top of the plan and they're going to have to extend the plan. And that's already been talked about, how they're going to extend the plan. Because they've now got people who are not just interested in selling products, they're interested in building a big network. And that makes a massive difference. So, we'll carry on with this, right? So, a regional manager, you earn about £3,000 every 3 weeks, times 17, it's £51,000 a year. £51,000 a year is an income. Now, how many jobs can he make £51,000 a year with no qualifications? You'll be seeing that in the paper. You know, sit at home, play on your phone, and £51,000 a year. And then we go to the executive director. We'll say you're just earning £12,000 every 3 weeks. That's £204,000. £204,000 a year. Now imagine you've got 5 executive directors in your team. You're going to be earning £1 million a year. £1 million. It's amazing what's going to happen. So just to give you an example, because the circles that got me excited is a residual income. Because once you've got in a team, you're getting a residual income. So at 2%, if you can get 2% in the bank account, you probably can it in a minute. The best ones is probably about 1.5. But we'll just say you can get 2% in the bank. You'd have to have 2.5 million in the bank to get £50,000 interest a year. In the bottom, you'd have to have 10 million in the bank to get £204,000 a year interest. Now, you hear people are joining our business for a pension because there's this big pension time bomb. People haven't saved or have got no pension, and they're looking a way to have a secure pension. This is the best one you'll ever find, and it's just some hard graft going through the numbers to find some good people, and they'll just pop up in your team. You've just got to stay focused, keep going at it till you actually get it. So it's worth, you'll be able to sort of, I'll stick this PowerPoint in the group later if you want to take pictures of the slides. But that's powerful, that. And that's the residual income, the sexy side of building a team. So the potential you've got now here is up to you. If you just want to make that extra £50, £100 a month, it's there. But if you want to absolutely go at it to secure your family and for the future, for the rest of your life, it's there with an absolute rock solid company that you can actually trust. So, go make your dreams come true with oriflame. You've got lifestyle, houses and cars. Everybody joins for a different reason. You know, everybody's reason's different. You've got to find that reason. And more important, you've got to find your team's reason why, because once you find their reason why, then you can actually sort of just help them. You can point them in the direction of what they do to get that. So it could be lifestyle. They might want to get out of bed in the morning, you know, like Alan Moffat. I've never phoned Alan before 12. He's not going to be up normally. You know, so everybody's different. But Alan stays up late at night. You know, I'm the other way. I go to bed at maybe 11ish, but I'm up at like 7. I've got a dog who I like watching. If you watch the sunrises at the minute, I like to take the sunrise at this time of year. And the dog wants to go out at that time in the morning. I like being out in the morning. I like waving people off to work. You know, after that, like an hour, I mean, we're not too bad up here. Most people can get to work within an hour through the rush hour. In London, they can take 2 hours to do like 15 miles. I'm sure it's quicker on your push bike than like driving in a car. So I'm thinking, all them people sat there, you know, 7 days, it's like 6 days a week or 5 days a week. They're stuck in that rat race. Lifestyle for me, you know, I couldn't work for anybody else. I love helping the team grow, and our team will be the best because we'll have the best support system to look after everybody. Houses, it might be have a load of houses, might live in a certain place, you might want to go to Spain, or you might want a ski resort, whatever your reason why. Cars, you've got a car program there, it's up to you which car you pick. You don't have to have the money for the car program, you can just keep it. You can just put it in the bank, it's up to you what you do. But it's all there to actually be done. And travel, you know, when I left school, before I left school, they used to have, I don't know if they did this in every school, but there was this little red box. I always remember a little red box with all the different jobs you could do. And for every week we had to go and sit in this class and we just messed around. And there was this box at the front where we had to look to which job we want to do for the rest of our life. And at the time I wanted to be a weatherman. I wanted to be gamekeeper. That was the two sort of footballer. Everybody wants to be a footballer. But you had to have A levels to be a weatherman. And I didn't know then, but I was dyslexic at school, so I was always put in the back of the class. So I'd never have got A levels, that was not an option. But I did do my job creation in Newcastle Weather Centre. So I somehow managed to black my way into there for a day to take all the readings. And I did find that interesting, but I knew I couldn't get the qualifications. But there was never in that box, find a residual income and retire and enjoy yourself. It just isn't there. It's not taught. It's our work to go and spread about this amazing industry. And travelling there, one of the things in the box was to join the Navy. Because if you join the Navy, you see in the what? World. So I thought, well, that's quite cool. And I actually did apply to join the Navy, and I did get into the Navy, but it was after the January, it was in the summer, and I ended up in the shipyards before I turned down the Navy to go in there. And I always thought, if I joined the Navy, I would have seen the world. But I tell you what, you join Oriflame and get it into you, you'll see the world. Because they have 2 or 3 conferences a year. To amazing places. So I've just got a couple of videos of the conferences that's going in a minute, just to tickle your fancy of seeing different places in the world. So we'll go for Monaco, which is, you've got to get a regional manager for Monaco. So I think that one finishes in March next year. I might be wrong on that. And then in January, a new one starts to San Francisco and LA. That was me, by the way. So I would guess it's probably regional manager, get the regional manager level and you'll be going off to San Francisco and Monaco. Well, we'll find out where they are at the January showcase, where they're going to launch that. So also running in between, they've had a European conference to Portugal, that will run over next summer, and there's a one running to Stockholm if you sell a load of skincare sets. So I've never seen a company put on so much extras. So there's so many carrots there to actually build a fantastic business. It's up to you to get stuck in, and we're going to give you the most support and help to take you in that direction. So thanks for coming along, thanks for listening, and if you just hit the stop button icon, thanks very much.